You don't hear a lot about Cameron Mills,
right.
And he provided them that special three-point shot, something they need. As you look at Mr. Knight, it all started December 4th, 1965 at Princeton, New Jersey, coaching Army at 24 years of age. And today he has an outside shot, Brad. You and I were doing our...
Between the Hoosiers and the Wildcats. And here we go. Easy tip, but it ends up being controlled by Kentucky.
Key player tonight, Scott Padgett, has to play like he was advertised as a preseason All-American in a lot of magazines. Really struggled for over 18 from the three-point line until the last game, and he hit 3 big ones in the second half.
Bradley almost lost the handle. Turner with 15 on the shot clock. Wayne Turner, when he drives, he's dangerous. Got it.
You call that right there, Brad. No doubt about it. He breaks you down with his offensive skills. He's a tremendous driver to the basket.
Some backcourt pressure from the Wildcats.
Indiana should handle that. They got experience right here in A.J. Guyton. Recker can handle the ball as well.
The freshman fight.
Mr. Basketball in Michigan.
Washington open. He'll take it and got it.
His high school coach is here. Came all the way from San Jose, California. He's in the house today to see his kid Washington play.
We got a high school Padgett played his high school ball here in Louisville.
St. Xavier.
Outside jumper's good.
Guyton and Turner matched up. That's a good matchup.
Heshimu Evans outside all alone. Got it by 4.
Padgett, a multi-dimensional player, can really pass the ball well.
Evans spins inside. Prince. Now Bradley. Got it underneath. Chance for a three-point play.
There's that size, that 6'10" from out of Boston, Massachusetts.
Ugly looking shot, but it almost went in.
Yeah, didn't look pretty at all.
Lewis runs it down, almost walked with it. Baseline, Guyton flies in. Picks up the foul.
Here's Michael Lewis now. Going to see him down on the deck, but he has good vision. Now here he's laying on the floor, and he finds the open man, and Guyton's going to convert.
That isn't a pretty assist.
During the tournament.
Of course, Stanley Crum in the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame went in a few years ago, and Bob Knight also a member of that illustrious group.
There's Bobby Knight coming over now, the Hall of Famer, coached in 4 decades now, the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. Amazing. And I'll tell you one thing about the guy. You think about Indiana, I ask you one question. Have they ever had any NCAA investigations, number one? Number two, think about this. Their players graduate. Those two guys have great respect for each other. Look at Tubby smiling. The question is, who will be smiling at the end of the game?
That's right.
Bobby says it is tough coaching today, Dick.
Not a lot of offense tonight, but good defense so far, Dick.
Yeah, you know, Padgett's played really well defensively, blocking some shots, giving him some presence on the inside. Here he is now with a rejection. Bradley wants the jump ball. Now he here's working on a glass, rebounding, showing his multi-skills. And now he's going to take Lewis as he drives, gets the good angle for the block shot.
More movement from his teammates.
Trying to show a lot of patience on offense.
Recker, nice crossover. Leads it off on the baseline. Flying one-hander by Hastings, good as he got by Kamara.
I'll tell you, he looked good there, the big guy. Well, you know it's really missing. You and I, you talked about it off the air. You don't see the great stars a la Anderson and guys like Merson, Walker, Shepard. Clock's not moving. Clock's not moving. He started again, had a problem. He's got to make it. Got it. He's got to make that, baby. That gives him a lot of guards. They just got to get some balance inside, outside.
Jim is a good outside shooter, too.
He got a big 3 against Temple.
Whoops, off the foot. Kick ball off Luke Recker.
Just not executing, Brad. Not really executing, getting good ball movement and player movement. And that's why he's frustrated right there on the sideline. The guy teaches and teaches and teaches. Today at practice. I mean, here it is, his 1,000th game. He's had all kinds of success. And he's working on screening. And I mean, he was active.
Always is. Evans, nice job down low to Padgett on the reverse.
Good inside play. Padgett working on the interior. He looks like a better player today than when you and I had the game against Kansas.
Exactly right.
And they played really well defensively against Kansas that night as a team.
So it's back to matching their biggest lead at 7. Nice hustle by Tayshaun Prince. Wayne Turner on the break.
There's the jam. Here they go again. A T.O. baby by Bobby Knight. They can't spot this club. They were down 19 and came back at Indiana State. They were down 18 to Kansas State. They were down 11 late in the game to Notre Dame. They were down late 9 to Temple. Came back and won all those games. But he said today, he said, we can't spot this club.
They did. They spotted them 9 with 7:46 remaining in the first half, thanks to the turnovers and Wayne Turner on the break. It's Kentucky 17, Indiana 8.
Speed number 45. Former producer of basketball now in the NFL, Freddie Godelli. He was the one that labeled them that. Producing the basketball.
Down low and easy. 17-10. With over 6.5 to go in the half. And Prince, the freshman, loses the handle. Heshimu Evans tracks it down. 5 on the shot clock. And now they lose it right back. Flying 15 to getting in a transition game. If they do more of this, they'll get right back in it.
Well, he's a very athletic player. He can shoot the bat.
Other than that, Dick said a lot of close games and come from behind games, but they're 8-1 coming in.
Turner. Look at the entry right there. There's a 45-degree angle. See, look at the target. Got to step to the basketball and take it up strong. Can't wait for the ball to come to you.
Pretty good call. That was all ball, I guess. Padgett looked for the foul, didn't get it. Kamara,
Hello! He's got great legs, baby. They're going to love him in Kentucky. Jules Kamara. Remember the name, Jules Kamara.
Bob Knight on his 1,000th game coaching tells us about his approach to the game of basketball.
My wife was reading an interesting thing last summer. She said, I'm reading an article written by a psychologist on today's education and how all this positive reinforcement has been a failure. I've never been able to quite get a hold of that approach. And so she kind of moves her glasses down, looks at me over her glasses and said, you know, you've hung on long enough that you're back in style.
Oh, great line. There's Karen, Bob's wife.
Heshimu.
Outside jumper, the 3, rims out for Fife. The hook underneath goes. This has been sort of ugly.
It has really been ugly. You're being very kind. It has been ugly. Can you imagine this? This is what a shot clock, a 35-second clock, 21-16. It's been all defense. Both clubs have excelled on the defensive end, but the offensive execution is really poor. There's the defensive play by Padgett. Now another play by Padgett. Rotates over, takes the driving angle away from Lewis. There goes Recker to the goal of Kamara, says, get it out of here. That's the one area they excel. For 18 and 2 for 15 against Connecticut and Duke. It's not going to get it done against quality competition.
He had the off night against Duke. We thought he'd rebound over the weekend against UConn. Didn't happen. Heshimu Evans for 3.
Well, that's a good shot of the offense. Wide open. You and I were talking about their last great team was 1993, 31 and 4. They had Cheney and company. Nice tip.
Nice backdoor cut by Guyton.
Well, see, Guyton stepped up, Brad. He's made 2 big plays now. That's at college. And when a couple couldn't get in school, they said bye-bye, and all 3 said they're gone, and Jim O'Brien's gone down at Ohio State.
That's
the
right.
Buckeyes.
That was one of the straws that kind of broke Jim's back on thinking about going someplace else.
He's got to crush a lot of alumni across the Boston area when they see Bradley playing. Know they could have had him in a Boston College uniform.
Right. Lewis gets it down to Guyton. They're trying to get Guyton isolated now. Evans off the glass, 3 straight.
I like what I see out of him now, Brad. He's becoming the attacker, the aggressor. He doesn't seem to be just thinking and mentally thinking about every play. He's right now anticipating and attacking.
9 points now for A.J. Bradley with a hook inside.
Nice move inside. Good offensive skills by Bradley down in the low post area.
Boy, this thing picked up in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, it really has.
It had nowhere to go but up, though.
I'll tell you, Bobby Knight is such in tune to what's happening on the floor. So intense.
Recker.
Great. Yes, sir. Recker and Guyton. They must have heard us, Brad. They stepped it up. Hey, this is Indiana basketball and Kentucky.
Things up courtesy A.J. Guyton, especially 6 points here in a hurry, Dick.
There he is, 1-1. Guyton taking it to the goal. And here's Mr. Recker, the wrecking crew. He says, hey, I got to get going, baby. And he knocks it down, tickles the twine.
Indiana 4 out of 6 from the floor, and A.J. Guyton's perfect 3 for 3.
There's A.J. Nice pass from Lewis. And we see the backdoor cut, moving without the basketball. And then the 1-on-1 in the isolation. Takes him to the basket. He's got to drive and utilize his speed. Miami of Ohio football team. You and I were talking. One loss, and they don't get a bowl bid, and they beat North Carolina in terms of earlier this year.
There's a lot of people that are not bowl happy this week. Heshimu Evans drops in his second 3 of this half.
I'll tell you, Heshimu stepping up big time. He can make that open jump shot. Hit a big 3 against Duke in that comeback when it was 17 down with 9 on the clock in the Elite 8 matchup.
Recker on a fade. Got it.
Luke Recker now he's starting to assert himself. Facing so important to the Indiana offense.
Recker another fade away. The follows missed. Ball still loose on the baseline. Comes out in Kentucky's favor. Evans on the run.
Prince.
A dish to Bradley.
He goes to Bradley. Evans handling the ball. I mean, that typical man-to-man. They're playing some zone right now. That's usually a no-no for Indiana. They're zoning.
Bradley nice touch to Padgett. Blocked underneath and then tipped in by Bradley.
Bradley really active. Bobby Knight might need a TO, baby. I'll tell you one thing. When you talk about Indiana defense, Quinn Buckner said it the other day. It's usually pressure on the basketball and help from the other side with a lot of zone principles. But that was a straight zone.
Yes, it was. Backing in against Bradley and turning in the lane. At the arms of the 7-footer. Guyton behind the back. 7 on the shot clock. Hastings missed outside, kept alive by Gladness. And now Guyton.
They're going to bring me this year.
Heshimu Evans has had a great stretch here in the second half.
There he is, squaring up, shooting the jump shot. Now he's going to pop out again. He flares out, uses the screen really well. Very active. I tell you, really shooting with confidence.
Full-time evangelist, he said. Team chaplain and doing a little bit of TV work on the side.
Everybody wants to work in TV.
On the baseline, what a tough shot by Recker. There's a guy that's majoring in sports communications. He just communicates two big guys together and have a little chat with them about it.
Yes, Recker flashing to the low post right here. Took it up with Prince. Little fake, and he shoots a little fadeaway. Little fadeaway Jay. Good shot blocker, averaging about 3 a game in part-time minutes.
Steal by Fife, the freshman.
Nice pass.
Feeds to Guyton.
Nice look by Fife. Good steal. Guyton finishes it.
Indiana leads for the first time.
And they're jumping with joy down at Bloomington, baby. They're jumping down at Bloomington. You better believe it.
Under 8 minutes, 38-36, Indiana.
We got a good one now, Brad.
McGlure kicks out.
Oh, he's got to shoot it. He had it.
For the tie off the glass.
Oh, off the bank. I thought the bank was closed. He banked it in.
Late night drive-through, I guess. 38-38. Everybody takes their seat and settles in. Fife almost walked with it. Around a pick. Fife on a drive.
Nice move by Fife. He's made 2 great plays in the last 2 possessions. Excellent pass and tough drive. Set a screen. The screener becomes the most dangerous guy.
Bradley wide open. Doesn't take a dribble toward the basket.
Trying to get that reversal. Evans, that's the way you end a drought. He's not bashful. He'll shoot the rock, baby. But that was sort of feel like Uncle Mo is starting to swing to Kentucky. Oh, he's got to flash to the ball a little quicker. It's wide open if he flashes to the ball quicker.
Evans thought about a 3. Drives with a right hand instead.
There's Evans. He's becoming a star. He doesn't want to be any longer George Costanza. He doesn't want to be Jason Alexander. He wants to be Seinfeld. He wants the star, Billy.
He wants to at least be Kramer. He's got 16 points. It's back up to 5.
In possession.
Swatted out of there by Bradley. Evans a kick out to Saul Smith on the break.
And nobody there. There's a jam. There's a jam. Might have to think of a timeout, General. Here comes that spark we talked about. Uncle Mo was starting to swing, and it swung to Kentucky, and down to Lexington. They're dancing, baby.
9 straight for the Wildcats, and they're back in front by 7. Ashley Judd enjoying the show.
Oh, that's one of my favorites. Ashley's in the house. Oh, Ashley's in the house.
Fife to work. Trying to leave it for Bradley. There's the stop. A steal by Guyton.
Now, this is a big possession. This big possession. They can't come up empty here with 2:45 down 7. They got to get some points on the board. You got to get Guyton and you got to get Mr. Recker. Got to look to make this play.
Hastings drives on Padgett.
You said, what about me? I can make it at 18 and 16 against Indiana.
Coming into this game. They got them both.
Doesn't look pretty, but it goes down.
It doesn't even come close to pretty.
It doesn't look pretty,
Your free throw shooting's prettier.
We're going to play on a defensive end now, though.
49-42. Hastings way out on the left side. Bradley pulls off the weak side rebound. That was a big, big rebound right there.
Tell you what an improved player he is.
Evans!
Oh! Can you believe it? What a reverse shot! He made like Michael Jordan! Oh, what an unbelievable jam, Mr. Evans!
Even his teammates saluting him. I don't think they even knew he could hit. Matching the biggest advantage of the game, but watch this reverse slam by Heshimu Evans. With the glide, the hang time, and pow.
Wow. Dude, you're not supposed to play all those cupcakes, baby.
Well, we've got Kentucky, Indiana tonight. You and I will see them against Maryland on Saturday. Then they have next week off for finals, and then it's you and I at the Georgia Dome watching them play Georgia Tech. So we're going to see them every game here and see how much they improve.
There's Recker with a big jump shot.
That was huge. Recker with a dozen now. Under a minute, and it's loose ball. Turner picks it up out to Guyton.
Shoot it! Shoot it!
Three. Got it!
Oh, another big trifecta. That shot will change the complexion of a game, baby. The NBA, nothing but nylon jumpers.
Went from 9 to 3, courtesy of Luke Recker. And the comeback kids won't quit.
Now that's what makes this club so special. They got really loads of heart and guts. They've been battling all year.
Turner.
It's a big possession right here. Got to play under control.
Under a half minute, 14 on the shot clock.
He stopped here.
Turner against Guyton. Leaves it for Bradley. Took his eye off the ball for a moment. Evans tried to cross corner, and they don't get a shot away, although there is. But he comes up with the two biggest threes of the night.
Didn't hesitate to knock down. How many things have to happen to beat you in terms of letting the guy go to the foul line?
Lob it underneath. Bradley got his hands on it. Shot clock expired.
That's the only thing they can do. That's the only thing they can do.
And now Indiana, 13.2 left.
See, I play some pressure defense, and when they get up into the scoring area, Brad, I don't let them shoot the three. He wanted some interference call.
And now timeout, 22nd timeout taken by Kentucky. Gerald Boudreau called over by Bob Knight. Don't forget Iowa and 8th ranked Kansas.
That's at hand. If I'm Kentucky now, I apply pressure, make some time come off that 13.2 seconds. When they get up in this area, you don't want to foul them, obviously, shooting the three to give them 3 attempts. Right. What I'm talking about is you make them have to go to the line, you inbounds the basketball, and you win the game. Now, a lot of people say, well, suppose you don't throw the ball in bounds. Well, you don't deserve to win. If a guy's going to make 2 steals.
Oh, they'd love to get it in his hands with a good look.
Well, Guyton was the guy that was 0 for 8 and knocked one down in the last minute and then hit one with 5.5 seconds to beat Temple in the last game.
So those are the two guys, number 4, number 25. They have added a second to the clock, and that apparently was the discussion over there.
A good defensive game plan right here by Kentucky. Apply some pressure so this allows time to come off the clock. Got to watch for somebody releasing long.
It'll be Fife to inbound, and he's got the great arm. The former quarterback doesn't have to use it. Now he'll bring it up, though.
Plenty of time to get the good shot. Now, see, when you get down here, I would let him get that screen and get that three.
Number 8, got to hurry. Hastings, Fife, got his hand in the air. Got it!
There it is! There it is! You can't let him shoot the three, Brad Nessler. Can't let him shoot the three, Brad Nessler.
1.7 left. Kentucky will still have a chance to touch it, but the freshman from Clarkston, Michigan, watch the great fake he put on to get his man in the air.
Well, that's the same thing that happened, basically, a ball fake that got Guyton the shot. Only his was to the corner where he faked. This is a nice head fake, doesn't walk, stays under control.
Only the 4th three-pointer that Dane Fife has hit this year, and he drops it.
Very calm. Mr. Knight with Ron Felling sitting next to him. His son Patrick, an assistant coach right now, saying he's doing a heck of a job.
How's that feel for a kid that's not even 19 years old?
That'll make you a
long-range shooter.
92. Now you're talking about the dramatic one.
Long ball. Loose ball picked up. Wow, Indiana's the one that got the shot off, and they hit the backboard. We're going to overtime.
We're going to OT, baby. We're going to OT.
This one definitely got better, didn't it, everybody?
Come out on the losing side. So if that philosophy exists, Indiana should prevail.
Twice previously in this series, these games have gone to overtime between Kentucky and Indiana. We talked about how many close games there have been in the last 7 or 8. Padgett around a pick for 3.
Hastings screened inside. They got to get a screener.
Hastings wheels inside on Bradley over a double team. And a pretty decent turnaround shot. Bradley clears off the miss. Here comes Turner. Wayne all the way.
Oh, he does that as well as anybody in college basketball. He goes coast to coast with the best of them. He takes the rock in his hand and he just explodes to the goal.
Talk about a game of streaks. A 5-point streak here to start overtime for Kentucky. Saul Smith held his ground and forced a traveling violation.
Not the way you want to start OT. Look at Mr. Knight.
Face the same color as the sweater. Whoop, there goes
oh, that hurt.
Technical.
Oh, does that one hurt big time?
His son's coming up and trying to cool him off. He just put a dent over there, I think, on the Louisville side with his right foot. Whoop, there goes another one.
His son rotating over now. It's his son's back. It's a big T right there.
His assistant coaches have put a triangle and 2 on him, and it still hasn't slowed him down.
He makes these 2. They get possession of the basketball.
Scott Padgett. And that one rolls off for Padgett.
We got a break right there.
Padgett hits 1 of 2. And this is what stirred the technical. First, comes over to the scores table. Boom.
Yeah, that's tea time right there, baby.
And now the ball in hand in a 6-point lead. 57-51.
They need a big-time stop right here, Brad. I go to Padgett. He wants the rock. He's got a size advantage inside. I go to him. He's got a mismatch.
Kicks back out to Turner.
They're trying to give help, but right now they got a mismatch inside. It's being played by Turner. Trying to take some time off that clock.
And a foul down low. Tubby Smith was livid trying to get either a foul called or one of his players to move. And Fife picks up his 3rd foul.
Yeah, one thing, Recker is a real team leader.
Scott got them both. 3 out of 4 from the stripe, so apparently the free throw shooting slump is over, and it gives his team a 9-point lead.
Kentucky on a little run, 10-1 run. What a time to have it in OT.
And timeout taken by Indiana. I thought there was going to be another technical on top of it, but there isn't. He's still working the officials as we go to the break. 2:26 left in OT. Of his proteges, if you can possibly call somebody as successful as Mike Krzyzewski that tomorrow night.
Yeah, Mike was a former cadet, played for Bob. Mike will tell you, he learned so much throughout his tenure, and he also worked on that great teams that they had in Indiana in the mid-70s.
2 big free throws by Saul Smith makes that advantage 9 again.
That's 3 opportunities. If you're going to knock some threes, you're going to screen for Guyton. Get him a look. But Saul Smith does a great job. It's a good perimeter defense on him. Make him drive. Don't give him a good look for the 3.
Recker, nice spin against Evans with the layup.
Big time slashing move right there by Recker, but good defense not to allow him to get the good look for the 3.
Recker with 14 in this overtime. Shot up and in by Fife, the guy that sent the game to overtime, but it's way too little and way too late. Evans, the dish to Bradley.
Hello, Blush City, Jam City. They're going to be celebrating. What a nice bus trip now. They get on a bus and they head for beautiful Lexington. Bluegrass country, baby. I love the horse farms down there.
Fife another 3, and he got another one. The red here in Freedom Hall. That's going to do it. Final in overtime, 70-61. The Wildcats over the Hoosiers of Indiana. For Dick Vitale and our ESPN crew, Brad Nessler saying so long from Freedom Hall. Let's send it to Bill Pito.